Hi everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. Just here to put down your card for the day. Just have a little see what we've got here from the Faulkner Tarot, as usual, the black and white deck. And let's just have a little look and see what we've got going on. Okay, the card for today is Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is, as you can see from the card, it's kind of quite obvious what the card's all about. It's kind of about, it talks about finances on the whole. It talks about, all the Pentacles cards tend to be that way. They tend to be about money, material things, abundance, all of that stuff. And the Four is basically saying that you need to take a look at this and kind of be in there in an energy of knowing what you're dealing with. So, you know, when I look at this card, sometimes the pig looks fat and full and happy, and sometimes he looks a little bit shifty, and depending on what way it looks to me at any given time, it tends to be which way we're going with the card. So, because the card can talk about a need to kind of invest, a need to kind of hang on to what you've got, and but it can also be about that it's okay to spend some money and invest in yourself. As a card for today, I tend not to look at it too financially based. I tend to look at it as a card that is saying that it's okay to be concentrating on yourself, on your own energy, and putting in the work in the areas that you need to put the work in, and focusing on yourself and investing in yourself. It doesn't mean necessarily financially, but in time, you know, taking some time for yourself, doing things that you enjoy, maybe spoiling yourself a little bit, all those kind of energies. So it tends to be, for me, about putting some time into your own happiness and your own personal development. So if that means maybe doing a course or learning something that you've always been interested in, doing something that really excites you, going for a bungee jump, whatever it is, that is about you investing in yourself, in your own development, in your own happiness, and your kind of well-being, I would say. You know, the Pentacles cards are mainly about money and material goods and stuff, but they're about well-being and about being able to kind of create things for yourself. They're very creative cards, the Pentacles. The ones I like as well creatively, but the Pentacles are creative cards, and it tends to be a slower process of creation rather than the Wands cards, which are much faster moving. The Pentacles tend to be much more of a slow moving energy. So for today, it's kind of saying, you know, take your time, think about things, decide what you would like to do. What can you do to help yourself? What can you do for your own well-being? I'm going to pop down a Law of Attraction card and just see what that message is for us today. As usual, I'll split them in half because these cards are double-sided, so you can't really sort of hide what card you're going to pull from the top. So let's just do something from the middle. We'll have this one and see what we've got. Okay, so it's interesting because the card that I have here is the I Know Who I Really Am card, and I've been focusing with the Four of Pentacles on what you can do for yourself, how you can treat yourself, how you can look after yourself, look after your well-being and all that stuff. And that's kind of what this card is saying as well, really. I know who I really am. It's about getting in touch with that side of you that is the true you. Okay, so your authentic self. Sometimes when we are sort of out in the world, we feel like we might have to put on a bit of a mask or protect ourselves a little bit, be something that we're not sometimes, and that's not unusual, but it's kind of not really that healthy. It's really important to get in touch with who you are, what you like, you know, the things that are important to you, what your values are. So that's what this card is saying to you, really. It's about getting to know who you are, and what you are in terms of spirituality as well, and kind of knowing that you have a higher self. It's not just about what happens in the here and now in the physical world. That there's a higher purpose, and that there's a spiritual connection that we all have to whatever you believe in, whether you believe universe, whether you believe gods, whether you believe in spirit, whatever it is you believe in, it's fine. I don't think it really matters what you call it. I think the important thing is that you kind of appreciate that there's something that is a bigger energy than just us, that we're all part of, and we're all kind of linked together. But this is about you knowing where you fit in that and who you are. Okay, and the Four of Pentacles is about investing in yourself, putting yourself first, taking some time for yourself, looking after your well-being. So I would say that the energy today is pretty good. Don't expect it to be a really massively fast moving day. Probably feels like it's quite sort of slow and steady progress. But really important that you have a look at the things that you're doing, and are you doing them for you, or are you doing them for someone else? That's okay on occasion, but you shouldn't spend your whole life doing things just for others. You know, you can't feed anyone from an empty cup, so it's important that you keep replenishing your own energy, and the only way that you can do that is by focusing on it from time to time. I will leave that with you for now, and I'll be back again tomorrow to do another card for the day. So have a wonderful Tuesday and into Wednesday, because this card will take you into tomorrow morning, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.